Okay, time for a new video, and if this is the first video you've seen of mine, then thank you very much for checking it out. Do feel free to take a look at other videos of mine on my channel if you want to, particularly if you have an interest in the Eurovision Song Contest. If this is another video of mine that you're watching, then thank you very much for checking this one out. Feel free to subscribe, leave a like or a comment if you want to. Today is going to be another instalment in my ongoing series where I take a look back at previous Eurovision Song Contests. I've spoken about 2003, 04, 05, 06, 07, 08 and 09 so far. I'll be going right up until probably this year, and today is 2010, and not a bad year, maybe not quite as strong as 2009 or 2011, but still pretty good. The contest was staged in Norway for the third time because Norway won the year before with the huge hit single that was Fairy Tale by Alexander Rybak, still a massively popular winner. The contest had been staged in Bergen in Norway in 1986 and in Oslo in 1996. This edition, the 55th edition, was staged in Norway in Oslo again, but at a different venue, the Telenor Arena in Bærum, a suburb of the capital city. 25th, 27th, 29th of May, the dates in question. Two semi-finals again, which of course we still have. The hosts were Erik Solbakken, who I believe was around about my age when he presented Eurovision, sort of mid-20s. I'm 25 now, he's now in his early 30s, so yeah. Hadi Unji, who I believe is part Gambian, and Nadia Ghaznawi, who is part, well, she was born in Morocco, and her grandfather won the Nobel Prize. Fun fact. It was very much a stripped-back contest, whereas in 2009 we had this huge stage, vast arena, big LED backdrop, the likes of which we haven't seen in the contest since. The 2010 contest, smaller budget, smaller venue, and no LED screens at all. Various lighting techniques were used. Very big backdrop, but just lights, no LED screens at all. The floor was circular, lights underneath. So very simple, maybe not the most visually appealing, but, well, it looked good on television to me anyway. Let me know your thoughts on anything, of course, that I mentioned in this video. No Georgia. Oh no, Georgia returned, sorry. No Andorra, we haven't seen them since. No Czech Republic, no Hungary, no Montenegro. So 39 countries in all. The postcards focused on flash mobs. Very simple. And the interval act in the grand final was fantastic. It was a song called Glow, performed by Madcon, this male duo. And it was wonderfully put together, great atmosphere. And the theme of the 2010 contest was Share the Moment. This is the CD. Hopefully you can see that fairly well, which you can still buy online, by the way, this CD. I have all the CDs bar one, and this has all the songs on it, and there was a pink, white and gold colour scheme in 2010. There we have it. That's what it looks like, and yeah, I may as well get straight into it. I don't think there's anything else really to mention apart from the songs. Germany won, more on that in a minute. So, semi-final one, the 25th of May, 17 songs, 10 qualified, but I'm going to start off with the songs that didn't qualify. So, song 3 was, song 3 was Estonia, Siren, Malcolm Lincoln and Man Power 4. This finished 14th with 39 points. A very quirky, different song, and Estonia, I think, is known when it comes to Eurovision for having a very varied national final format, very different types of songs in the mix every year, and every now and then one rather quirky song wins, and this was one such example. Robin Juckenthal, the lead singer, had some very strange dance moves. A guy collapsed at the end, which I think was supposed to be comical. I suppose alternative indie is the best way to describe it. Very strange song. Malcolm Lincoln, I believe, got their name because somebody on the quiz show, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, said that the former president of the US was Malcolm Lincoln instead of Abraham Lincoln. I believe that's where the name came from. Anyway, song 4, massive fan favourite this, Slovakia. This was Horeroni, which is the name of a region in Slovakia, performed in Slovak by Kristina, beautiful woman. This finished 16th with 24 points, which is really surprising because this song is so popular even to this day. It's catchy, I like it, it's my third favourite from 2010. She was wearing an interesting outfit, as were the backing dancers. There was a sort of forestry theme going on. I think why the song might have flopped was because of the backing female vocalist. I wasn't so keen on her input, shall we say. But the song is really good. Probably the best song Slovakia has ever sent. And it flopped big time. Arguably one of the biggest fan failures Eurovision's have ever seen, at least since the semi-finals were introduced. I don't know why it did so badly. Very strange. Good song, good song. Song 5, Finland. This was in Finnish. It finished 11th with 49 points. The band, Kun Kuis Kajat, 2 women. And the song was called Tölki Ela, which I believe means we have to work for a living too. One can work for a living too. This was a very jaunty, folky sort of song. It's not bad, but it's not brilliant. It's very sweet. It was nicely performed. Okay vocals. I think there was an accordion. Yeah, not much else to say. It didn't qualify. Song 6, Latvia. This came last with 11 points. What For by Aisha. A rather moody, bland sort of song. Nothing spectacular here. Only Mr. God knows why. That was one of the lyrics. Not too sure about that myself. It just didn't go anywhere, and it got a bit shouty towards the end. Not a great entry. Song 9, Poland. Another moody song. This finished 13th with 44 points. It's Legenda, Legend, by Marcin Mrozinski. I just found this very boring at the time, and I still do. I've got to be honest. There was this moment where he sort of had his hand or arm wrapped around one of the girls' throats. There was this whole thing with an apple. I think to many people it was quite baffling. It was performed in English and Polish and didn't qualify. Simple as that. I don't know if I mentioned a minute ago, but of course please respect my opinions as I will with yours. Song 11, Malta, finished 12th, 45 points. This was My Dream by Thea Garrett. Young singer, nice voice, relatively good staging, very simple. Just a very pleasant little song. But it didn't stand out enough, and therefore it didn't qualify. Song 15, Macedonia. This was a bit of a rock song. Yas Ya Imam Silata, I Have the Strength, performed by Joko Taneshki and 2 other people. And it doesn't really matter who they are because Joko was front and centre. This finished 15th with 37 points. Scantily clad women on stage. There was a bit of rapping. I think there was a guitar solo. It was a bit of a mess, I guess. Nothing really amazing about it. And it didn't qualify as a result. But the other songs that I haven't mentioned yet did. So there we go. Slovakia, eh? Big fan favourite. I am surprised to this day it didn't make the cut. Anyway, semi-final 2, which was on the 27th of May. 17 songs, 10 qualified. Here are the ones that didn't. Song 1 was Lithuania. A jokey entry, but a fun one. 12th place, 44 points. Eastern European Funk by In Culto, a male band. They played foam instruments, blow-up instruments. I think at one point there was a bit of dancing. It was catchy. It was very fun. A very humorous performance. They whipped their trousers off at the end and they were wearing sparkly shorts. Maybe it was just a bit too silly to qualify, but as far as jokey entries go, this wasn't bad. Song 5, this was the song that came last and is officially the worst song of 2010 in terms of points. This was Switzerland, Il pleut de l'or, It's Raining Gold, by Michael von der Heide. 17th place, 2 points. Gold was the colour scheme. I think he was wearing a sort of white and gold outfit. Not a bad song, but I don't remember many people raving about it. I don't remember many people saying that it was a definite qualifier. And it came last. Somebody's got to. And it was the turn of the Swiss in 2010. Song 6. Oh, this is painful. Oh, this is painful. This is Sweden, who did not qualify, meaning that they missed out on the grand final for the first time since the 70s, I believe. They haven't not qualified since. They finished 11th with 62 points. Anna Bergendahl, beautiful young girl, with This Is My Life. Everybody in the crowd had glow sticks. It was a red colour scheme and then it turned white for the final chorus. Very, very simple, maybe too dull. But, fun fact, you might not be able to believe this, but it's the truth. The Swedish entry in 2010 is my favourite Eurovision song of all time. Honestly, I'm not sure why, because it's really not anything massively spectacular. But I've just always liked it. I remember hearing it in 2010 and really enjoying it. I saw the performance. I thought it was great. I've seen the performance on YouTube many, many times since. I still love it. I think she's a great singer. I've kept an eye on stuff she's done since, which to be fair isn't a huge amount. But I really, really like this song, and it didn't qualify, which was a huge shock. I knew I was in this very room, and I knew when it came down to the last envelope to be opened that it was going to be Denmark, and it was indeed Denmark, and I thought, oh my goodness, Sweden haven't qualified, they're going to have a week of mourning, it's a disaster. And very, very surprising, but a lot of people do find this song really very dull. I don't. I think it's very charming. Oh man, my favourite Eurovision song of all time, and it didn't even damn well qualify. Can you believe it? Song 9, The Netherlands, 14th place, 29 points. This was performed in Dutch by Sineke. Ik ben verliefd, Shalali. I'm in love, Shalali. This was a very cheery song. A bit jokey. I think there was this whole thing with puppets on stage. I can't quite recall. Very colourful, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I don't think it was ever going to qualify myself, and it didn't. 14th place. Song 11, Slovenia. This was folk meets rock, and it didn't really go well together. Narod Nozabavni Rock, the name of the song for Slovenia. It translates as folk pop rock, performed by Ansambel Shlindra and Calamari. 16th place, 6 points. It was 2 songs in one. I mean, I don't think anybody was really supporting it that much. It didn't qualify. Very messy. Song 13, Bulgaria. Very repetitive, this one. Angel CT, You Are an Angel, performed by Miro. This finished in 15th place with 19 points. Pop song, not bad, but like I said, very repetitive. Song 15, Croatia, Feminem, a trio of girls who had represented Bosnia in 2005 with arguably a much better and less original song. This was Lako je sve, which I think means everything is easy, and it finished in 13th place with 33 points. I believe it was tipped to do quite well, so again, a bit of a flop, but I don't think it was anything that amazing. An okay ballad, nothing else. That's just my opinion. So there we go. Now it's time for my review of the grand final. I'll try to be brief. Remember, you can leave your thoughts in the comments below. The 29th of May, 25 songs. And here they are. Song 1, Azerbaijan. Now, this was expected to really push for the win. And it faded away very early on in the voting and then came upon the rails. But even so, it didn't come close to winning at all. 5th place for Drip Drop by Safura, who I think was about 18 at the time, 145 points. If I recall, the choreography for this performance was the same person who did the choreography for some of Beyonce's songs. Certainly, Azerbaijan put a lot of money into this performance. A little repetitive again. Pop song, relatively contemporary. I don't think it was an amazing live performance. Vocally, it could have been a bit better. Not bad, not brilliant. I say this a lot, but it's true. Song 2, Spain. Algo Pequeñito, Something Tiny by Daniel Dijes, who's now 37. He's got very curly hair. He was an actor. Probably still is. This was performed in Spanish, 15th place, 68 points. There was a circus theme on stage. One guy dressed as a soldier, another girl dressed as a rag doll. I thought it was staged quite nicely. Of course, this performance is notable for being interrupted by Jimmy Jump, a guy who ran on stage and sort of joined in with the dancing at one point. So Spain performed again at the end, and I think it helped a little bit, because I think the performance at the end was stronger than the performance earlier on in the evening. Myself, slightly better. Anyway, 15th place, not too bad. Expected. Song 3, the host nation, Norway. This was a sort of operatic ballad. I say operatic. It was a very grand performance by Didrik Solitangen. The song was called My Heart Is Yours. Bit cliched, this. There's always one. 20th place, 35 points. Big vocals. Very smart. Very professional. But in the end, we've heard this sort of song many times before, and it was on early, so it didn't do that well. Song 4 was Moldova, Sunstroke Project, and Olia Tira. Not too sure about the outfits for this one. Sunstroke Project, of course, finished 3rd last year for Moldova, which makes me wonder why they didn't do better in 2010. Maybe the song just wasn't as impressive. The performance was okay. Epic Sax Guy, of course, who is now an internet sensation. Certainly he's become very popular over the past few years. The song was called Runaway, 22nd place, 27 points. Not a bad song, quite catchy, but yeah, not really that good enough to trouble the voters too much. Song 5, Cyprus, John Lillygreen and the Islanders with Life Looks Better in Spring. 21st place, 27 points. Yeah, quite charming. Very simple, an acoustic ballad. Most of the group weren't from Cyprus. I think John Lillygreen was Welsh. I don't know what he's doing now. Nice song, just a bit forgettable. Song, and it qualified over Sweden. Seriously, I couldn't believe it when it happened. Anyway, moving on. It's been years. Song 6, Bosnia and Herzegovina, rock song, Vukašin Brajic with Thunder and Lightning. 17th place, 51 points. He had a guitar on stage that he barely played. Well, of course, he wasn't really playing it, but it was barely used. Not a bad song. I just felt that it lacked a little bit more, a little extra kick to make it stand out. In the end, the right result. It started very well in the voting, but then faded away. Song 7, Belgium. This is my second favourite from 2010. Tom Dice with Me and My Guitar. What a lovely, lovely performance this was. He was on sort of the catwalk sort of thing. I think he was the only guy that performed his entire song off the main stage. Sort of like a golden backdrop. The lighting was gold. He had a guitar, of course. Very, very sweet song. Really nice. Nothing original, but charming. And thankfully the juries really appreciated this, because it didn't do terribly well in the public vote. Anyway, it finished 6th with 143 points. Well deserved. At the time, Belgium's best result for years. Fantastic. Really like that song. Excuse me. Song 8, Serbia, Milan Stankovic. More people were talking about his haircut than the song, if I recall. This was Ovo je Balkan. It finished 13th with 72 points. The song translates as This is the Balkans. Again, a very happy, bouncy sort of song. Couple of women doing sort of robotic moves on stage. Not bad, but I don't think it was ever really going to push for the win. Song 9, Belarus, bit of a surprise qualifier. 3 plus 2, I think it was 3 guys and 2 women, I think, featuring Robert Wells, who is a Swedish pianist. Yes, this song was called Butterflies. Very nice, a little bit underrated, but again, a ballad that wasn't that original. They had butterfly wings on their back. It was a bit of a gimmick, but you know, sort of fit in with the theme of the song, didn't it? 24th place, 18 points. A little underrated, yes. Song 10, Ireland. Now, I do believe this was underrated, but again, you could say that this is a ballad that wasn't original. Niamh Kavanagh, a former winner for Ireland. She won in 1993. She was back. Great voice. It's For You. The song finished 23rd with 25 points. Really disappointing. Maybe too dated. She was wearing a purple dress. Not the best. I think it was purple. Not the best choice of outfit. But I've always liked this song. Underrated in my opinion. Song 11, Greece, big fan favourite, Opa by Georgos Alkeos and Friends. 8th place, 140 points. I think it was all white in terms of the attire. Catchy, powerful, very slick performance. Another top 10 result for Greece. Very impressive. Good song, good song. Song 12, the UK. Oh, my country did so well. Josh Dubovi with That Sounds Good to Me. 25th place, 10 points. This was so unbelievably weak. It was so obviously not going to do well. A deaf man could have told you that this song was going to come last. Josh Dubovi was a complete unknown several months before Eurovision took place. We had a big national final format. Andrew Lloyd Webber wasn't involved again. Instead, we had Pete Waterman, Mike Stock and Steve Crosby, this really successful writing team. They've written for many musicians, notably Kylie Minogue, and they were big in the 80s. Hits all over the place, predominantly with Kylie. And they were involved, and they wrote this song, and it was so utterly poor and weak and bland. And Josh, I like him, and I liked him at the time, but vocally he just wasn't as strong as he needed to be. The staging was so-so, the song, pants. It came last. That's all that needs to be said. Song 13, a really, really great entry. I listened to this yesterday. What a great Eurovision song this is. Georgia. And I don't like a lot of Georgian entries, but this is really very good. Shine by Sofia Nizharadze, beautiful woman in a red dress. 9th place, 136 points. What a great ballad. Powerful, it built up well, vocally superb. Really good. Song 14, Turkey. This came second, maybe a little overrated. Sort of rock meets electro. We Could Be the Same by Manga, really big Turkish band. There was a woman in sort of sci-fi, robot, futuristic get-up on stage. Lots of flashing lights. Not a bad song. 2nd place, 170 points. I like it, but I wouldn't say it's incredible. Song 15, Albania, Juliana Pasha with It's All About You. Pop, solid pop, violinist on stage, couple of backing singers. All in all, not bad. It finished 16th with 62 points. Song 16, Iceland. Now this I thought really would push for the win, but it failed. Really upbeat stuff by Hera Björk, who had tried to represent Denmark the year before, I think. This was Je ne sais quoi, I don't know what. It was performed in English despite the French title. Very good song. Very catchy. The crowd loved it. I liked it, I still like it, but it finished 19th with 41 points, which is several places lower than expected. Song 17, Ukraine. Now, I've never liked this, but a lot of people do. I can understand why. It was a very unique performance, vocally really, really strong, very powerful, particularly towards the end. It built up well. This was Sweet People by Alyosha, 10th place, 108 points. I can't remember the lyrics, but I do recall the lyrics being pretty strong. Yeah, Not one of my favourites, but there we are. Song 18, France. Jessie Matador with Allez, Ola, Olé. If this had been 100% public vote, France would have done a lot better. It finished 12th with 82 points. Very summery, very catchy. I think it was the French song for the World Cup. Excuse me, I'm running out of breath. I think this was the French song for the World Cup in 2010. Very energetic performance, a bit repetitive, but very fun. Very fun, and I like it. Very good stuff. I'm drinking lemonade, by the way. Song 19, Romania. This came third, Romania's joint best ever result. Playing with Fire. Third place, 162 points for Paula Selling and Ovi. Joint piano. Amazing vocals by Paula Selling. I can see them coming back again for Romania. Of course, they did return in 2014 with a slightly weaker song, arguably. And I can see them coming back again at some point, maybe as songwriters or as the lead act. Not a bad song, but third place? Deserved, I'm not too sure. Not a bad song, though. Song 20, Russia. This was booed. Peter Nalic and friends with Lost and Forgotten. 11th place, very generous, 90 points. Very maudlin, very glum, very down in the dumps. It was sort of about a lost love, that sort of thing. He had a photograph in his hands, which he threw away at the end. Fake snow, if I recall. Very miserable. But it finished 11th. I don't know about that. Song 21, Armenia. Beautiful woman here. Born in Russia, I believe. Eva Rivas for Armenia with Apricot Stone. Apricot's big business in Armenia. 7th place, 141 points. Not a bad song. Quite catchy. She was wearing jeans. There was an old guy on stage playing a traditional instrument. The lead singer from Dorians, who represented Armenia in 2013, was one of the backing singers. This fake tree grew on stage. It was all a bit over the top in that sense. But on the whole, pretty good. Pretty good. We'll leave Germany for a moment. Song 23, Portugal. A lovely ballad, just too forgettable. Hadias Assim, One of Those Days, I think it translates as, by Filipa Azevedo. It's one of those days. She was living in London, I think, at the time. Probably still does. She's probably my age now, slightly older. I don't know. Shall we take a look? She's 27, so 2 years older than me. Pink was the colour scheme. She had a sort of voice like Christina Aguilera, a little bit. You'll know what I mean if you've listened to the song. She belted it out. Not bad, not brilliant. How many times have I said that? 18th place, 43 points. Song 24, Israel. Really nice ballad this, that should have done better. Milim, performed in Hebrew, it translates as words, by Harel Skart, great singer. 14th place, 71 points. Powerful, atmospheric, should have had more points. And song 25, Denmark. Cliched, yes, but very good all round. Shanae and Nevergreen. Nevergreen's real name is Thomas. He's big in Russia. He's 48 now. Shanae, who I believe is part Thai. Her real name is Christina. She's 39 now. And it was called In a Moment Like This for Denmark. 4th place, 149 points. And good stuff. Good stuff. Very simple. Nothing too flashy about it. I've always liked it. Even though the opening riff was very similar to Every Breath You Take by the Police. So, the winning song, Germany. And I'm really glad Germany won. I think it was quite clear Germany were going to win. And it was a good sign, because so many people were saying, oh, Eastern Europe are dominating this contest. Western Europe will never win again. One of the automatic qualifiers will never succeed in this contest again. Wrong. If you send the right song, you will win. And Germany sent a really great, slightly quirky performer with a slightly quirky song. Interesting lyrics. Very simple. Take a look at the music video, which I think was filmed just after she won the German national final. So simple. Lena with Satellite. Now, Lena is still a big musician in Germany. She's had a lot of success. She's beautiful. She's 27, so only a little bit older than me. The song was written by Julie Frost, who is American, and John Gordon, who I think is American as well, or Canadian, I'm not entirely sure. It was catchy, it had a sort of toe-tapping beat, you could bop around to it. The lyrics were very interesting. I painted my toenails for you. I bought new underwear, light blue. You know, very strange lyrics. Slightly humorous lyrics, I guess, but it worked. It was very, very charming. Lena was very likeable. She was in a black dress, black tights. Was she barefoot? I don't think she was wearing any footwear. I can't remember. But it was a very confident, solid performance. Very likeable. Stefan Raab, of course, who represented Germany in 1990. No, he didn't. He wrote the 1998 song, and he represented Germany in 2000 and was on stage for the 2004 entry, which he wrote, and then co-hosted in 2011. And I think he was involved for several years with the German delegation. He was backstage in the green room when Lena won. So he had a big influence, I think, on her progression as an artist. She was massively successful. Lots of people liked her. I remember her trying to catch a snog off Alexander Rybak at the end. I really like this song. I really do. Deserved winner. She performed it very well, and she sang in this sort of slightly exaggerated British accent. Sort of in the vein of, well, I want to say Amy Winehouse a little bit, but I'm not sure that's a great comparison. But she had a very unique type of voice. She sort of sang like this. I wore it just the other day. You know, it was sort of a bit exaggerated in terms of the accent, and I'm not sure she still sings that way. Regardless, who cares? It worked. 246 points. Germany won. Well deserved. They put on a smashing show the following year in Dusseldorf, and I'll be talking about that in my next video, whenever that will be. Feel free to leave comments, your thoughts. Should Germany have won? Should the UK have finished last? Yes. Should Sweden have qualified? Yes. Should there have been LED screens? I'm not really that fussed. So, yes, let me know your thoughts. Apologies for waffling, I say it all the time. And apologies if I repeated myself or stumbled over my words. I like to film these all in one go. And that's it. The 2010 contest. Share the moment. And there we go. Let me know your thoughts. Until next time, unless there's anything else I need to mention. Actually, yes, there is. The split results. Finland would have qualified from semi-final 1 if it had been 100% televotes. Malta would have qualified if it had been 100% jury. Latvia disliked very much by both sets of results. Estonia liked by the jury, appreciated more. Slovakia, though, the fan failure of the year. Semi-final 2, Sweden would have qualified if 100% televotes. The jury let it down. 1 point for the Swiss in the televoting results. Georgia won the jury vote in the semi-final. In the grand final, Germany won both. Belgium, 14th, but 2nd with the jury in the split results. Georgia, 4th with the jury. Israel didn't do very well with the public. Ireland didn't do very well. Iceland didn't do very well. Spain, 12th. Not bad. Not bad at all. Not bad. So the top 5 would have been Germany, Turkey, Denmark, Armenia and Azerbaijan if it had been just the public. It would have been Germany, Belgium, 2 points in it by the way, Romania, Georgia and Israel with the juries. But regardless, Germany would have won, rightly so. That is now it. Until next time, thank you very much for watching. If you've stayed this long, I really do appreciate it. Check out my other reviews if you wish. I'm going to drink some more lemonade. Bye for now.